Hey guys, well, today was a pretty slow day for me. Market. This is the market recap for June 16th, 2015. Market open. Really didn't have a gap, and whenever you don't have a gap, what I mean a gap, especially a gap out of the range of the low or the high of the previous day, you're probably going to get some chop most of the time. The market really don't know a direction to go in. Just like the previous day when it gapped below the previous day range. Now it's more action. There's something inefficient with the market that the efficiency has to be filled. So when that happens, you kind of know it's going to be a little bit more action. This is just little tricks that I've learned over the years. But and then also I told you guys in my previous video how I trade. Even it took. Look, this is like I told you guys, the tick and the price merge. We didn't get a tick below 600 until about 10:15. So you're looking at about 45 minutes of the market really not doing too much for 45 minutes. Because these ticks between five, under 600 are just chop most of the time. But I didn't really do anything off the open. Normally, I would try to play the open after a minute after close. I told you guys I'm ready to go. I didn't really do anything at the beginning of the open, but then the market shot up here. So again, my bias was up, so I put my Fibonacci's here, and the only thing I'm looking for is longs. It actually cuts my. I look at it as it cuts my mind in half, where I only can look at longs. So the markets, and I'm looking for pullback. So you guys know I'm a pullback. When the market, trends one way, I'm a pullback trader. That's what I call it. But I'm looking for turning points, because if a market pulls back, you don't know if it's going to turn. So I'm looking for turning points. I'm looking for big volume. There was a couple of chances I could have took, but I just didn't feel comfortable. It wasn't like boom, smack dab in the face. So I didn't really take any trades here. I was patient, which is like I told you guys, I'm very aggressive, which is a gift and a curse. Being aggressive for me sometimes lets me hit the big move, but sometimes it's a curse because I'm too aggressive. But I was just letting the market come. I really didn't see any big orders come in, and the market swoosh. It came down here, which was a pretty nice move, and then look, it broke that 61%. So what do? I flip my bias. Now I'm short bias, and this is when my day really started. Pretty much, I'm short bias, um, and I'm looking for shorts, and right in this area, and also I didn't really explain to you guys too, is I do look at volume a lot, volume and the dome. I combine. It's like I combine them together. I really didn't get into detail about that, but volume is effort versus result. If the effort is big but the result is not happening, then you have to look in the other direction too, along with looking at the dome. So I took a short here. I got filled right here at 705 right here, 77.5. I got filled, and I got off my first third, which is all I really want to do. In the end, anyway, I got off my first third, and then it came up and stopped me out in these areas here. Because when after I get out my first third, I'll move my stop down a little bit, um, and I got stopped out there. But like I told you guys, I have a really great re-entry method, which I like the re-entry, and then I actually thought this area here, I saw a big selling come in. It's kind of hard to explain unless you look at the dome a lot. I saw big selling coming in, and I got short. I got short at 78, 78. Um, it was in the middle of this. I got short at 78. So market comes down. I scale out my first 2/3 of my position, which is good. And then like I started to add really fast. Like I actually added 1/3 back. So now I'm 2/3 back on, and then the market, it just didn't have any follow through. So I'm thinking at the time, to be honest, I'm thinking, okay, this thing is gonna run to at least attack. I thought it was gonna run at least attack the lows. Um, to attack the lows. But once I knew if it would have broke this little swing. I knew if it would have broke. I'm sorry, guys. This little swing right here. I knew if it broke that, then it was going to be goodbye. But and I'm like, okay, I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Um, Market came back up. Actually stopped. stop me out here at break even, because if you guys know what I said, I don't like for trades to go in my favor a couple ticks, and when I add, if it comes back, I broke even. So now I'm down. I lost on this first trade. I lost about four. I lost about a point a contract. On 2/3 of my position, which is not that bad. I call it a reduced risk trade. I reduced the risk and I lost, and it's okay. And then this was just a flat break even. Like, I didn't make anything. Only thing I lost was the commissions. And then and this particular bar, these particular bars, because this is the one that stopped me out. And then the next bar just kept going, because even after I get stopped out, I'm looking to re-enter. And this particular bar here, this is when it broke to 61%, guys. And now for me, it breaks to 61%. So now this is irrelevant. The shorts are irrelevant. So I draw the same lines I already had, because now it's the same concept. Now I'm long biased, right? Market breaks to 61%. I'm long biased. That's as simple as it gets. So now I'm looking for pullbacks. I'm looking for when it broke to 61% here. Now I'm looking for pullbacks, and I caught a beautiful one. Look at the volume down there. Volume looks good. Volume looks really good down there. We saw some buying come in. I thought I was gonna get stopped out here. I got filled. Let me look at my thing. I got filled at 78.25s. And then, like I told you, my stop is around 6. It's around 6 ticks. But what I do is, just so you guys know, when I get stopped out, I like for that's why I don't use stops. I like for the actual trade, when my stop position is to break the actual. If it's 6 ticks, I like for it to break that. So I would have liked for it to break to 75s, and that's why I always say it's 6 to 8, because sometimes it'll break and keep going, and I have to like just puke it up, just get out, because I'm trying to manage my, so I just puke it out, and sometimes just with the slippage and all that, it'll end up being 8 ticks, sometime. But for this one, I was like, okay, it's pretty good. It came down. Then I saw more buying. Once I saw more buying, in my mind, I'm pretty confident. I'm like, okay, and a nice volume too. So I'm like, okay, I'm pretty confident here. So once it did that, and it just took off. And then same thing, I scaled out +2, +2, +4, and then at 6 and 8, I added again, and I held it, which was a pretty decent trade. Wiped out the losses I had, and I got out. I trailed it down. I got out in these areas here. I just puked it out, because I didn't know pretty much where the market was going to keep going, and I managed that pretty well. So I was pretty happy with myself on that. I don't have stops per se, targets per se. I just let the market run. If the market runs 15 points, straight, it happens sometime. I'll get most of, so I don't really have targets per se. A lot of people may think that's a little, rookie-ish, but I've learned that you have to let your profits run, and you have to cut your losses short. And then the market started to do this, and I felt like, just because I'm looking at pullbacks, but just how you can actually see this little bit of chop. You can see it. So from here, I really didn't get long. I didn't get long. And then if for the rest of the day, it's kind of hard to get long if you're trading ES, because there's no real pullbacks. All these are shallow. Like, there's no real pullback to get long again. I mean, to be honest with you, you would have to play a breakout play and be confident in the breakout play. But look at this, guys. There's really no true pullback. These are light pullbacks, and they're choppy in nature too. So that was my last trade for the day. But even though I watched it and I wanted to get long, I just couldn't. It was no reason. It was no reason for me to get long. If anything, I was looking short. I may have played, if I could have. I should have played a couple counter trend, even though I know it would have been losers. But the fact that I took the trades, which is part of my trading plan. But that was my day. It wasn't really too exciting. I really couldn't record my screen, because some of you, if you know, I am work at a bank, so I really couldn't record my screen. But these are some of the trades these are the trades that I did do today, and you guys can kind of see it. I'm gonna do another video, but it's only gonna be a couple